Commencing test video 5. So in this position we have a list of all of the possible moves that the AI was looking at for selection. Now, as we can see here, we have black's orientation for what was possible. So these are all of the moves that have been generated. And then if we evaluate that they are all possible moves to be played and that they are all of the moves. So G5, C1 is then this black queen here, and it's moving to C1, which is here. So that is a capture, as it should be. So this is queen takes bishop. And then we have F8, A3, which is this black bishop here, moving to A3, which is bishop takes pawn here. And then we have G5, G2, which is this bishop here, this black queen here, capturing on G2, which is queen takes pawn. And then that is the first. That is the only 3 captures in this position for black. And as we can see, it is sorted by the MVV-LVA algorithm, because it's queen takes bishop first, and then it's bishop takes pawn, and then it's queen takes pawn, which is sorted by that algorithm, which is then all of the captures in the position. And then if I look at E8, D8, which is then this black king here, moving to here. And then we have E8, D7, which is the other black king move here. We have E8, E7. So yeah, E8, D7 is this move here, and then E8, E7 is that move. So those are all of the possible king moves in the position. And then if we look at G5, G6, which is this black queen here, moving to G6, which is here. That's the move. So we have G5, G6, which is the queen move to here. And we have G5, G4, which is the queen move to here. We have G5, G3, which is the queen move to here. We have G5, H5, which is the queen move to here. We have G5, F5, which is the queen move to here. We have G5, F6, which is the queen move to here. We have G5, e7, which is the queen move to here. We have g5, d8, which is the queen move to here. We have g5, h6, which is the queen move to here. We have g5, f4, which is the queen move to here. We have g5, e3, which is the queen move to here. We have g5, h5, which is the queen move to here. We have g5, f6, which is the queen move to here. We have g5, e7, which is the queen move to here. We have g5, d8, which is the queen move to here. g5, h6, which is the queen move to here. We have g5, f4, which is the queen move to here. We have g5, e3, which is the queen move to here. We have g5, d2, which is the queen move to here. We have g5, h4, which is the queen move to here. We have h8, g8, which is this rook move to g8. We have c8, d7, which is this bishop here to moving to that square. We have c8, e6, which is moving to here. We have c8, f5, which is moving to here. c8, g4, which is moving to here. And c8, h3, which is moving to here. We have f8 to e7, which is this bishop here moving to e7. We have f8 d6, which is this move. We have f8 c5, which is this move. f8 b4, which is this move. And then we have b8 d7, which is this knight move moving to here, b8 d7, and then we have b8 a6, which is the knight move to here, and then we have d5 f4, which is as is d5 f4, which is this knight here making this move here to f4, and then we have d5 to e3, which is this move here, and then we have d5 b4, which is this move here, and then we have d5 e7, which is this move here, and then we have d5 f6, which is this move here, and then we have d5 c3, which is this move here, and then we have d5 b6, which is this move here, and then we have d5 c7, which is this move here, and then we have a7 a6, which is this black pawn moving here, and then we have a7 a5, which is moving 2 squares. We have b7 b6, which is this pawn here moving there, b7 b5, because we can move 2 squares, and then we have f7 f6, which is this black pawn here, which can move to f6, and then we have f7 f5, which is it moving 2 squares. We have g7 g6, we have h7 h6, we have h7 h5, and then we have c6 c5, which is this, and then we have e5 e4, which is this pawn move here, forwards, one there. And then all of those legal moves are all of the possible moves for black in the position. It covers all of the possible pawn moves, all of the bishop, knight, king moves, queen and pawn, and rook, which there's limited, which shows that my move generation works as intended, and the MVV-LVA algorithm also works as intended. Commencing the second part of test video 5 with the second mid-game fen here. And now we have our move list printed here with the orientations here. Now, the captures we have here are, first off, it's g7 f6, which is this black pawn capturing the white bishop, so pawn takes bishop is first, and then d8 f6, which is this black queen here, capturing that white bishop. So we have pawn takes bishop, and then it's queen takes bishop, which is least valuable attacker, which is again captures sorted by the MVV-LVA algorithm, and those will be those first two captures there. And then we have, in terms of moves, we have e8 d7, which is this black queen here, which can move to d7, oh sorry, it's the black queen, it's the black king here, on e8 moving to d7, so e8 d7, and then we have e8 moving to f7, which is that king move, and then we have and then that isn't a possible king move because that would be check, and then we have d8 d7, which is the black queen this time, which can move to here, and then we have d8 c7, which is this move here, and then we have d8 e7, which is this move here. We have a E8, B8, which is this black rook here, moving to B8 there, and then we have H8, H7, which is this black rook here, moving to H7 there, and then we have H8 to G8 there, and then C8, B7, which is this black bishop here, moving to B7, which is that move, and then we have C8, A6, which is that move, and then we have C8, D7, which is this move, C8, E6, which is this move, C8, F5, C8, G4, C8, H3, and then we have F8, E7, which is this black bishop here, moving to E7, and then we have A7, A6, which is that pawn move, A7, A6 is twice, A7, A5 is twice, and then we have G7, G6, which is the black pawn here, moving 1, and then we have G7, G5, moving 2, we have B6, B5, which is moving 1, and it cannot move 2, and then we have H6, H5, which is this black pawn here, moving to H5, and then those are all of the legal moves in the position for black, proving that my move generation and MVV-LVA algorithm works. And now if I run both fens with and without move ordering to show that to show that it's having an effect on the number of nodes that are pruned. So I will run it on depth 4 to give the greatest chance of pruning being possible here. So I will choose depth 4, white, play this move, and then wait for the response. And this will be with captures ordering. And then we can see it played that move, and the total number of nodes visited here is 45,529, as printed here at the end. So if I then quit out of that, and then if I go into the move management here for get valid moves, and then I will just prevent it from doing the captures ordering here, and instead I will just set it equal to captures, and then I will run this on depth 4 white with this move, and count the number of nodes that have been pruned. That have been visited, and now it is 46,988, which is greater than the previous 45,529. So I've visited a lot more nodes without the captures ordering, proving that that it's working as intended. It's improving the effectiveness of the alpha beta pruning by sorting the best moves first. And now I will do with no captures ordering on the second fen, or on the first fen. If I put that in here, and we'll run that on depth 4. And we could see it's visited 102,384 nodes, And then if I add in the captures ordering again, and if I save that and run this, and this will be with the captures ordering, same position. And then we have 58,638, which is a large reduction, as the previous was 102,384, in using the MVV LVA algorithm for all of those possible moves on depth 4. I will now test one further Venn string to fully show that the captures are sorted by the MVV LVA algorithm. So if I go here, yes, depth 4, white on this new Venn here. And we can see here the captures here are sorted by the MVV-LVA algorithm. So initially we have b4 c3 as black, which is this black bishop here capturing this white knight on c3. So initially we have bishop takes knight, and then we have c6 e5, which is this knight here capturing the white pawn there. So that will be c6 e5, so it would then be knight takes pawn. And then we have c6 d4, which is this black knight here capturing on d4, which is this white pawn here. So then we have knight takes pawn, and then we have b4 a3, which is this black bishop here capturing on a3. So that's bishop takes pawn, which is this, and then we have e8 e5, which is this rook here capturing this pawn. So then we have rook takes pawn. So it's sorted by the MVV-LVA algorithm. So we have the most valuable victim first, which is bishop takes knight, and the rest of the captures are of pawns. And then so we have bishop takes knight, and then it's in ascending order of attacker values. We have knight takes pawn, bishop takes pawn, and rook takes pawn, which is sorted correctly, proving that my MVV-LVA algorithm works as intended.